This isn't the set of a high-stakes crime thriller, nor is it an emotionally charged action movie. The footage emerging from Congo is heartbreakingly real. It shows dozens of young men aged between 18 and 35 lined up, their faces heavy with dread as they await their grim fate.
Parmi les 25 personnes, nous avons les 8 personnes que nous avons mis à côté là-bas, donc nous allons d'abord venir les. Donc ils sont encore. Mais les personnes ciblées sont ici devant. Ils sont au nombre de 17. Parmi les 17, nous avons 5 fausses arrêtés en flagrance. Ils sont tous là. S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. Je les ai mis là-bas. Papa, s'il vous plaît, ils sont là.
Nous sommes arrivés d'abord. Le plus dangereux, c'est ces jeunes gens ici. Il y a l'autre là qui est une édition, il y avait la pelle, hein. Toujours la grande route, et ça peut faire la lumière ou la flamme que fait les gens. Il a cassé un véhicule de des citoyens, on a mis la main sur eux et les branles. Et les 43 qui sont là.
These members of the notorious Kuluna gang met their end by execution under the no-nonsense directive of the Congolese government. But who were these men? How did they find themselves at the receiving end of capital punishment? And why has this act ignited a firestorm of debate both within Congo and internationally? You see, the Kuluna gang, also referred to as urban bandits, held the streets of Congo's capital in chokehold of fear.
Donc vous la libosa la police. Libosa la police là pour une
Known for their brutal methods, they wielded spiked wooden clubs, machetes, and even firearms to carry out violent robberies. Their reign left a trail of devastation, dozens injured, hospitalized, and tragically killed. Operating with a frightening level of coordination, the Kuluna gang and its infamy becoming synonymous with chaos and carnage. Their exploits prompted an urgent response from the Congolese government, which, under mounting pressure from citizens, declared war on the gang with a sweeping initiative called Operation Zero Kuluna. At the heart of Operation Zero Kuluna is Congolese Minister of Justice Constant Mutamba, a man whose resolve against gang violence has left no room for negotiation. Mutamba, infamous for his zero-tolerance policy, oversaw the recent execution of 57 gang members, adding to 45 others killed in December last year. In total, 102 individuals linked to the Kuluna gang have faced the ultimate punishment, with more reportedly awaiting their fate.
Vous savez, un mineur de 17.
You know, a 17-year-old minor, a child under the age of 18 who kills an entire family. What fate should we reserve for him? Consider this, a minor who comes to your home and brutally murders your parent with a machete. How do you respond to such a crime? Now compare this to an adult who may have stolen a chicken, who, in principle, should benefit from state clemency. This is why I believe we must carefully evaluate each case individually. This is my personal conviction. For a moment, we might have been carried away by emotions or societal pressures. However, we must confront the realities of our society and legislate accordingly, balancing justice with the unique circumstances of each situation.
Et tout, il faut bien apprécier les cas. Ça, c'est ma conviction personnelle. Qu'à un moment, nous avons été emballés et nous devons nous regarder en face. Quelles sont les réalités de notre société et légiférer en fonction de...
For Mutamba, the choice was clear: eradicate the Kuluna threat, no matter the cost. When brought before him, the gang members pleaded for mercy. Their tears and cries for forgiveness filled the room, but the minister remained unmoved. Instead, he offered them one final act of grace, a moment to pray to their maker.
la prière mbangu monsieur. Bosambela nzambe mbangu. Mungongo makati. Bosenga bolimbisi na bato nyonso botala mabe. Bato bubuma.
Congo's history with the death penalty is as tumultuous as the nation itself. Abolished in 1981 and reinstated in 2006, the last non-civilian execution occurred in 2003. In March 2024, however, the government announced a resumption of capital punishment, originally intended for military personnel accused of treason. While soldiers sentenced to death for offenses like fleeing the battlefield have yet to face execution, the Kuluna gang members have borne the brunt of this revived policy. The execution marks a chilling escalation in Congo's approach to justice, a signal that the government is willing to go to extreme lengths to restore order. The mass execution of Kuluna gang members has drawn sharp criticism from human rights organizations and activists worldwide. Concerns over potential abuses, lack of due process, and the risks of wrongful convictions loom large. Critics argue that Congo's use of the death penalty undermines human rights and sets a dangerous precedent for state-sanctioned violence. The Congolese government, however, remains defiant. In their view, these actions are necessary to protect law-abiding citizens from the terror unleashed by the Kuluna gang. Minister Mutamba has defended the executions as a painful but vital step in reclaiming the streets from lawlessness. The execution has left Congo divided. For some, the swift justice meted out to the Kuluna gang members represented long overdue accountability for their heinous crimes. For others, it is a stark reminder of the dangers of a justice system that leaves no room for rehabilitation or redemption. Among the executed were men who once saw crime as a means of survival in a nation plagued by poverty and inequality. Their deaths raise uncomfortable questions about the roots of gang violence and whether execution is a solution or a symptom of deeper societal failures.